What started as a story about a distinguished police officer retiring after a long and celebrated career has now taken a twist that nobody in the Nigerian public expected, and Sahara Reporters has exclusively confirmed it today, Friday, March 6, 2026. 8 Deputy Inspectors General of Police, including the widely respected DIG Frank Mba, have retired from the Nigeria Police Force following the appointment of IGP Tunji Disu. But behind the polished farewell messages and the gracious public statements, there is a battle brewing behind closed doors because sources have revealed that some of these 8 retired DIGs are now considering legal action over the terms and conditions of their exit. And when you understand exactly what happened and the institutional dynamics at play, you will understand completely why they are angry. Here's the full picture. When IGP Tunji Disu was sworn in as Nigeria's 23rd Inspector General of Police on Wednesday, March 4, 2026, a clock began ticking for the 8 DIGs who had risen through the ranks alongside him. The reason is rooted in a long-standing tradition in Nigerian military and paramilitary institutions. When a junior officer is appointed to a position above his peers, the senior officers who would effectively become his subordinates typically retire to preserve the integrity of the command hierarchy and avoid the institutional awkwardness of saluting a man who was your equal or even your junior yesterday. It is the same tradition that governs similar transitions in the Nigerian Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. But in this case, Disu and the 8 outgoing DIGs all enlisted into the Nigeria Police Force on exactly the same date, May 18, 1992. They joined together, they rose together, they were contemporaries in the truest sense of the word. And now, one of them has been elevated above all the others, and the others are being shown the door. The 8 DIGs who have retired are Frank Mba, who headed the Training and Development Department, Yahaya Abubakar, who headed Finance, Adebola Hamzat, who headed Logistics, Adebowale Williams, who headed Information and Communication Technology, Basil Idegu, who headed Research and Planning, and 3 other senior officers whose portfolios have not been fully confirmed at the time of this report. All of them had been quietly preparing for this exit for days. Sources at Force headquarters said many of them had already begun packing their personal belongings from their offices, even before the official signal came. But the way the signal came and the specific terms under which they were asked to go is where the legal argument begins. The potential legal challenge, according to sources, is expected to focus on 2 core questions. The first, whether due process was followed in determining their specific retirement dates. The second, whether the manner in which they were retired fully complied with existing service regulations governing tenure and retirement within the Nigeria Police Force. In simpler terms, some of these officers are saying, you can retire us, but you must follow the law to the letter when you do it. And if you did not follow the law to the letter, we will see you in court. That is a significant development because it means the transition of the Nigeria Police Force under IGP Disu, which has so far been appearing to be moving smoothly and decisively, may soon face its first institutional legal challenge from within. If the full inside story of what is happening at the very top of the Nigeria Police Force is the kind of content you cannot afford to miss, please subscribe to this channel right now and turn on your notification bell because this story has multiple more chapters to come. Here is the detail that makes this story even more layered. Frank Mba himself, the most publicly recognizable of the 8 retired officers, publicly said he was retiring voluntarily. His farewell message was warm, gracious, and professional. He thanked President Tinubu, he thanked Nigerians. He said policing is a difficult but noble profession. Nothing in that statement suggested bitterness. But the Sahara Reporters exclusive tells a different story, that behind the gracious public farewell, some of the 8 officers are not satisfied with how the process was handled, and their lawyers are being consulted. The question of whether the retirement was truly voluntary or whether it was effectively compulsory retirement dressed up as voluntary to avoid institutional friction is at the heart of what may become a courtroom argument. Meanwhile, on the other side of this transition, the machine of replacement is moving forward at full speed. 7 AIGs, Zachariah Farah Achinian, Zango Ibrahim Baba, Ishiaku Mohammed, Margaret Ochala, Mohammed Abdul Suleiman, Kenechukwu Onwumeli, and Umar Shegun Nadada successfully passed their promotion screening on Friday, March 6 at 9 a.m. at the Police Service Commission headquarters in Jabi, Abuja. They are scheduled to be decorated as new DIGs by IGP Disu on Monday, March 9. An 8th officer, DIG Adegoke Mustafa Fayode, who was already promoted from AIG to DIG on February 20, 2026, following a separate commission examination, will also be decorated on Monday. So as 8 men walk out, 8 men walk in. The Nigeria police force does not pause. The transition does not wait. Here's the question for you today. Do you believe the 8 retired DIGs have a legitimate legal case over the terms of their exit? Or do you think that in an institution like the Nigeria Police Force, when leadership changes at the top, senior officers simply have to accept that their time is over? And do you think IGP Disu handled this transition fairly, or could he have done more to protect the dignity and exit terms of officers who gave decades of service to Nigeria? Drop your most honest answer in the comments below. Share this video with everyone following the Nigeria police story. Like it if this breakdown gave you the complete and exclusive picture. And stay subscribed, because Monday's decoration ceremony for the 8 new DIGs is just around the corner, and whatever legal moves the retired officers make next could reshape the entire transition.